Section 9 Overview. How to set up search and filter functions. How to use advanced queries to filter data. How to connect the advanced query architecture with the user view. Section 9a. Setting up the search and filter view. An essential part of Mood usage is the ability to filter through data and select the most relevant information. In previous sections, we've covered matrices and groups of data. Now this section will show ways of filtering that data using advanced queries. This section is extremely powerful as it enables users to enter search criteria using screen controls, and these criteria are then applied in real time to the search results. To begin, we will create a new view to demonstrate data filtering. To do so, navigate to hashtag views and add a new view calling it tutor search. Open this view and add 4 new text boxes called tutor subject, tutor salary, required to do evening work, and search result. Now format these as shown below using either the tools in the drawing section of the home ribbon or by selecting Format Style from the pop-up menu accessed by right-clicking the text box. See previous modules for guidance if you need help, and don't forget you can either multi-select objects or use the Pick Up and Apply tool to reduce the need to apply the same format rules to each box individually. The next step is to add 2 drop-down tick box lists and 2 text editor controls from the Actions drop-down in the Insert section of the Home ribbon. Also, add an info panel from the Panels drop-down on the same area of the Home ribbon. See previous sections for guidance and refer to the training notes for an example on how this should look. Next, add an info panel to the search results box. Now the view is set up, we can build the query architecture that goes behind it. This will involve filtering a large amount of data using the tutor subject, tutor salary, and required to do evening work options. The filtered data will then appear in the info panel, which can display one or many options depending on the variable selected. Section 9b, setting up the query architecture. Once the view is set up, we can now start to look at the query architecture. Navigate to the Queries section and create a new query group titled Tutor Search by right-clicking the Queries item and selecting the New Group option. Click the arrow to the right of Tutor Search and select New. Title this new query Refined Tutor Search. This will be the query that applies the filter variables to collect all the data for display on the search results info panel. As such, it needs to cover every variable we want to filter by. As the three variables are tutor subject, tutor salary, and evening working, then the query needs to be set up with these variables in place. Open the Refined Tutor Search query for editing, either by double-clicking or right-click and open. Begin by selecting Element in the starting section. This query will be designed to filter out appropriate tutors based on variables we select. So as such, the starting point is #tutors. Locate this element and drag and drop #tutors to the query starting point. We want to find the children of #tutors and will filter from that data selection. Navigate to Find Children and add that to the query. Now we want to apply the required search criteria. For each criterion, we will select a variable which we can set at a run time. The first filtering variable we want to select is the tutor subject. Therefore, we need to add a condition onto the query to apply this filter. Click the word where, choose the where relationship option and select tutor subject. This will add a new clause to the query, but we need to change the is not empty criteria to is one of. We now want to variabilize the query, which we do so by clicking the small drop-down symbol to the left of the add elements, here text, and choose variable rather than valuable. The drop-down arrow will now change appearance, and the words insert variable name will appear, which we will then overtype with the variable name subject. This will sort the tutors by the subject they teach. The second criterion we need to filter by is the salary. This is done using the in-between filter and min and max variables. Click the word and then choose where number field. Then select salary in the choose a field section. Now change is equal to is between, and then create min and max variables by selecting the relevant option from the drop down to the left of the 0. The final variable we want to filter by is whether the tutors offer evening working. Add a further condition by selecting the word and selecting where pick this from the drop-down box. Select evening work and is one of, making the condition a variable, labeling it yes/no. Please refer to the notes for further guidance. The final step is ordering the search results ascending in alphabetical order. Click on the penultimate item in the menu to the far right of the query builder. Double-click Add Finally to add a finally clause. In this clause, click the word then and select Order by Name to deliver the tutors in alphabetical order. The next step is to generate an individual separate query, which will be linked to the appropriate subject drop-down box. This will be used to filter the tutors by the subject they teach. It will display all the subjects and allow the user to select which subjects they want to filter the tutors by. Create a new query called Find Subjects. Open the query and change the starting point from an element. Drag and drop hashtag subject from the navigation ribbon to the left hand side into the starting block. Section 9C, matching the query architecture with the tutor search view. Now we have our queries in place, it is now time to start marrying them with the action panels on the tutor search view. Navigate back to the tutor search view using the navigation bar on the top. Firstly, we start the search results info panel. Flip the search results info panel by clicking the green arrow icon that appears in the bottom right hand corner of the control. This will be where the results of the search display, so we need to select what query it takes its information from. Click the Information Shown drop-down, then expand and navigate through the Queries and Tutor Search items to select the Refined Tutor Search query to show in the info panel, and then click OK. The next step is to link up the search results box with the various search criteria boxes. This is done through the Inputs tab on the info panel. Flip the panel as before and navigate to the Inputs tab. You should see 4 orange pins. Drag and drop them to the appropriate locations. Then click OK. Now the search results section is running using the correct query information. We need to make sure the search variables are also showing the correct information. This will enable the user to select what search criteria they want to filter the search results by. The first box is the Tutor Subject drop-down box. This will run off the Find Subject query we created in section 9b. Select the Tutor Subject drop-down box, flip the panel and select the Find Subjects query from the Information Shown section. Then click OK. The next box is the Tutor Salary Search variable. As this is a text editor, it won't run from a query but instead display a type of variable called a text variable. As before, flip both min and max boxes and select the text variable from the Set From box. The final box is the Required to Do Evening Work variable. As this box is a pick list, an option between yes or no, it runs off the appropriate pick type. As before, flip the panel and from the pick type list, select the Evening Working option. And that concludes Module 9 on Advanced Queries. Hopefully you can see how queries can be used to filter large amounts of data to provide a more specified result. Please feel free to preview the page using the Web Preview button at the top of the navigation ribbon. Section 9 Exercises. Number 1. Create a query which can identify a location with the following variables. A. Fully media enabled. B. Minimum seats required. C. Room type. C Part 1. Identify the media enabled workshop that can seat 10 people. C Part 2. How many lecture locations aren't media enabled. C Part 3. Identify all the lecture and the conference locations that seat more than 4 people. Finally, order by number of seats, smallest to largest. Question 2. Create a view used to search for rooms utilizing the query just made. To see the results of this exercise, please see the course notes.